Okay, this story absolutely pissed me off. And this is Texas. And if somebody tried to fuck around with my kid, there would be some serious consequences. It's bad enough that black people are targeted, as teenagers, anywhere from 14 to 25, especially black males. But now they are going into grade schools and grabbing kids. And in this story, you're going to see the reason that they grab these kids up, basically arrest them and take them to detention centers. The reason should infuriate every person in America. And these cops that did this, they absolutely need to be suspended and fired for violating the rights of these kids.
Residents of Murfreesboro, Tennessee are reeling after a group of elementary school students ages 6 to 10 were arrested Friday and taken to a juvenile detention center for allegedly failing to break up a fight that took place off school grounds. At least 5 students at elementary school were detained. The police got arrest warrants for them because they...
Now, did you hear what he said? They arrested 6-year-old to 10-year-old kids for not breaking up a fight. How the hell do you arrest a 6-year-old kid for not breaking up a fight? A 6-year-old kid should be nowhere near a fight. And obviously, not being an adult, there's no responsibility here. So I want to know where the hell these guys came from.
Intervened and stopped an off-campus fight that took place several weeks ago. They were released Friday evening, but they didn't stop a lot of parents from gathering to say enough is enough.
They are getting carted off and asked to show up to a place to be detained for something they had nothing to do with. My anger is not just festering. I'm not going to lie to you. My anger is overboiling.
All right, we got Zacchaeus Crawford. 3 of his children were among the group. He joins us right now from Tennessee. Zacchaeus, what did the cops even say to you in terms of the response?
The cops haven't said anything to me. I haven't spoken with any official of the city. Let me rephrase it. I did speak to 2 cops at the scene at the school when they came to pick up my second daughter, who they carted off in the car. They pulled her out, charged for the same thing. She wasn't even part of the altercation. She wasn't even at the house.
Wow.
But they took her, put her in the car, and even though I asked, could I take her? I mean, because I was there. The principal, went against what they told her to do, to call me and let us know that they were coming. And then when I got there, obviously I'm upset, and the cops, they want to apologize, the guy that was there, and that was all great and everything, but I'm upset because you arrested my innocent child, and you still not letting me take her down there myself as a parent.
Well, James McCarroll, pastor of First Baptist Church there, what do you want the city and the school district to do for these parents?
I think there are a couple of things. First, obviously have the record expunged, those children that were wrongfully arrested. But then secondly, I think there needs to be an apology. I think there needs to be an apology at every level to let these parents know that there was a mistake made. We have clear evidence that there were kids that were arrested that were not even listed on the warrant for arrest. And I think it's only right that there not only be an apology, but there be some reprimanding action for those officers involved.
Zacchaeus, do you also want everything stricken? You want all records removed of these students being arrested and totally expunged?
I won't want it to be expunged. I want to say I'm a father who wants my kids to live the American dream, and part of that is getting an education. And you know as well as I do, nothing is actually erased. So putting my kids into this system for no reason, and then now I have to, for the rest of their life, come back that, well, this wasn't their fault. This didn't happen to them. I don't feel that I should have to do that because my kids didn't do anything. It would be different if they were the ones fighting.
Pastor McCarroll, do you also want to see the family reimbursed for any legal cost?
Well, I think it's only fair. That whatever they expend be more than reimbursed. They be also compensated for any emotional trauma, which obviously is going to take place as a result of this magnitude.
All right, Zacchaeus Crawford, keep us abreast of what takes place. Also, Pastor McCarroll, we appreciate you as well, and so we'll follow the story to see what happens next.
Thank you so much.
That is an outrage. That is an absolute outrage. And I'm telling you, I would have had some serious problems if those were my kids. I mean, that's ridiculous. They turn around and arrest 6-year-old kids to, I guess it was 10 or 11-year-old kids. They didn't even go to their homes. They went to the public schools, okay, during the school day to arrest these kids. And for what? Because they weren't involved in a fight, because they didn't stop a fight? What legal authority do they have to arrest someone because they choose not to get involved? That is fucking ridiculous. Now, the police chief from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, after there was a major church meeting over the situation, stated that he views the incident as a learning experience and a chance to make things better so they don't happen again. Hell, this shouldn't have happened the first time. The city manager stated if something needs to be corrected, it will be. What do you mean if? This damn sure does need to be corrected. Who the hell I want to know who issued the arrest warrant. That arrest warrant had to come from a judge. So we need to know the name of the goddamn judge that issued the arrest warrant. We need to know exactly what information was presented to the judge by the police or the district attorney. We need to hold every fucking body accountable on this. The police couldn't even say what state laws the kids violated. So, you know, they start making up shit. So when we say that the black community is under attack, this is a prime example of that. I mean, teenagers and young adults is one thing, but now they're coming all the way down to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old kids. I mean, they can't find somebody else to go after. I mean, there's enough crime out there that they got to look at little kids who didn't do a damn thing. Come on. And you're going to love what was on the arrest warrant. On the arrest warrant, the kids were charged with criminal responsibility for conduct of another, which according to Tennessee Criminal Offense Code includes incidents where a person fails to make a reasonable effort to prevent an offense. That is for an adult. That is not for kids. Give me a flippin' break. Now, the police supposedly plan to complete a review of the arrest incident within the next 15 days. So we definitely going to follow up on this one. As a matter of fact, I'm putting it in my calendar to check to see if there's any information on this one within 15 to 20 days. Now, the pastor of, the Mount Zion Baptist Church in Nashville issued a statement where he said, when we as a community are telling our kids don't get involved in violence and don't get in harm's way, arresting them for not intervening is the most amazing paradox in our society, and it is devastating to us. Children by definition are immature and not responsible adults. This one is, I mean, it don't get any worse than this. And like I said, I'm going to follow this up in 15 days to see what goes down on this one, because if the cops don't at least get a suspension, if not a firing for this, if there was a DA involved in this and there aren't sanctions taken against him, if there's a judge, definitely a judge involved in this, and if he signed off on this, his ass needs to either be recalled or in the next election, if he's an elected official, voted out, because this is a bunch of bullshit.